Oh man, man, you know what? I wanted to actually talk to y'all today, man. It's about free agency. Honestly, I was just listening to Stephen A. Smith through Facebook Live, where he was truly saying that his opinion about this being the weakest move he's ever seen from an NBA superstar. I mean, honestly speaking, yeah, the free agency is a carousel. You don't know what's going to happen. That's how it goes. I get that, but at the same time, it is a difference. This is what he said. It is a difference from chasing a championship and being a champion. And not to say that does not make sense, but at the same time, it really does. Like, I understand that in the NBA, you really want a championship. That's what you spend your whole life for. If you really love the game of basketball, to get to where you were as a child, to a young man, to a grown man in the NBA, I can't say nothing over that on that. It's really true to know that it's a part of who they are as competitors and athletes. I get that, but honestly speaking, you had a team. I mean, Oklahoma City really, to me, just got better. No offense to Serge Ibaka. I mean, but Victor Oladipo is still young and hungry. He's 24 years old, and he's proven to be one of the better young two-way guards in the NBA. I mean, I think this is a win-win situation for Oklahoma City. But for you to leave to the team that just truly defeated you, in the eyes of true basketball fans, you really caved in. You really gave up. Period. This is from, like I say, true NBA fans. I am too. I can't really say anything else about that because at the same time it comes down on me. Like, for example, I said the same thing about LeBron, and I'm not comparing the two. Trust me, I'm not. The only thing I can really compare them both on is that you're faces of a franchise. That's all I can say. And then you left. I mean, if you did stay in Oklahoma City, you saw chinks in the armor against with the Cleveland and Golden State series. You saw that. And I get Draymond's suspension would have been detrimental, and Andrew Bogut's injury would have been detrimental. But at the same time, y'all still had a team. Period. Y'all had your necks, your hands around the figurative necks of Cleveland. Y'all did. Y'all basically could have Mortal Kombat us and finished us in Game 5, but didn't. There's no excuse. Klay Thompson did his thing throughout from Game 5 to 7, a lot more than Stephen ever did. I mean, I understand that two key guys, I get, but when you're just key guys and not the guys, I mean, I get it. You won 73 games. Honestly speaking, you should have really killed us in 5 games. I get that. But y'all choked. Me personally, and maybe more to that. And honestly speaking, I bet that's what's going to come up from this after this, and I can expect that. But at the same time, y'all should have killed us in 5 games, not 6 and not 7. Okay, 5. Okay, 5. Okay, there's nothing else to say. Now, all to bigger things. I get that Cleveland didn't make any moves. I get that. And they will sooner or later. That's what I believe. But honestly speaking, if they don't really do anything, I don't see them really even get back there. And this coming from a Cleveland-based sports fan. I've always been a Browns, Indians, and Cavaliers fan. Never went against them. Never at all. I wasn't even excited when LeBron came back because the bandwagon fans was going to come through the droves again. I understand that you're a fan of him, but if you're not a fan of the team, you shouldn't say anything else, and especially to people about players on the team you never give a damn about when they first got there, when LeBron got there. Unless you're really an NBA fan. I mean, I bet there was about a lot of bandwagon fans back in 2007 when Randy Moss went to the New England Patriots. And then going to forget the 3 or 4 horrible years he had in Oakland. I get that. But at the same time, Randy Moss is one of the greats. And you should expand his career from Minnesota to Oakland, to New England, to San Fran, and back to Minnesota. Be a fan. Be a true fan. Like, of a team. Me personally, that's my opinion. This is my opinion. I can't say nothing over people being player fans. It's just horrible now in this era. It's horrific. Period. I mean, you get why people was a Michael Jordan fan or Larry Bird fan, Julius Erving fan, Irvin Magic Johnson fan, Jerry West, Pistol Pete Maravich, Bob Cousy, the Houdini of the Hardwood. I mean, I get that. Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Gail Goodrich, Michael Ray Richardson, David Thompson, Dwayne Wade even, especially Dwayne Wade. And if he does come to Cleveland, it's on him. If not, if you do stay in Miami, either way, you're not going to be looked at as a villain. You never was looked at as a villain. You never were. You were known as the guy that got LeBron and Chris there during the time y'all had, during that 4 or 5 year span. So, it's not all that bad, honestly speaking. And with him, whatever he does for now, it's on him. He's always been selfless. People want to talk about that he's this and that. I get that, but he deserves a lot more money than what people think. And if he doesn't come to Cleveland, I get that, because they could. Oh, for real, I just found out Cleveland only give him like 8 or 9 a year, and it's probably lower than that. So if he does get more money, he deserves it. Hassan Whiteside, that would have been my second priority. My face of the franchise would have been my first priority. And that's what I want to talk to y'all about. The dumb poll they had when I was watching the Magic Touch, when I was talking about Orlando Magic, when they had Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Penny Hardaway. You let a poll in a city dictate your franchise? Really? No offense to Penny Hardaway, who was one of the greatest all-around guards I have ever seen. 6'7", could do it all. But I have the most dominant player in the NBA and probably its history. I have Incredible Hulk and Broly on my team. And no offense to Penny Hardaway, but he's like a Krillin or a Yamcha to me. No offense. For everything that Anthony was to that team, it wasn't until after the fact that Shaquille O'Neal left that he started to deteriorate. Brandon Roy, Greg Oden the same way. No offense. Brandon Roy, when healthy, top 5 shooting guard. For all I know, probably top 3. He was only behind Dwayne and Kobe. But injuries got in the way. Same for Andrew Bynum. Considered the best center in the NBA. Dwight Howard was nowhere near better than him. But injuries and his ego got in the way of him wanting to do something. I get when he came to Cleveland that it should have been ran through him, but you got to understand that when Kyrie and Dion were here, they were the primary ball handlers and the primary scorers for this team. Very as y'all understood that, you should have too. I mean, that's how it goes in life. You can't say nothing about what has transpired in the last 2 days. Kevin went to Golden State. It's not a guarantee they're going to win. Their offense is going to be interesting to see, but their defense is going to be shaky as heck because you let Festus Ezeli go. You let Andrew Bynum go. And then Harrison Barnes, we all knew he was going to want to leave. But the Dallas, good luck. They're not doing anything. I don't care. They just signed Dirk back or anything. What does that mean? Come on, man. Look at what Spurs just did. They got Pau Gasol for 2 years, $30 million. That's another legitimate Hall of Famer. Come on. And I don't care what nobody say to me. I'm taking Pau over Dirk Nowitzki any day of the week because that's all y'all care about is talking about how good he can shoot the jumper. Can he give you 10 rebounds for a center footer? No. Can he give you at least 4 or 5 assists a game? No. Pau Gasol can. He is proven to be a triple-double threat for a center, for a power forward. But y'all want to keep talking about how good Dirk shoots. I get that. That's all he does. But y'all be honest? No. That's why I would take Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Pau Gasol over him. LaMarcus Aldridge over him. Kevin Love, Minnesota days, over him. Antoine Jameson over him. Antoine Jameson was 6'9", grabbing at least 10, 11 rebounds a game. And you telling me you can't even grab me 10 rebounds? That was what he had with his MVPs, man. That was a stat. 9 rebounds, 31 points. 9 rebounds. If Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul and even Stephen Curry at times can give you 10 rebounds and you can't even really give me 10 or 11 and you're 7 foot, well, I'm looking at Tristan Thompson, who's a lot skinnier than you, who's a lot shorter than you, even though he still doesn't deserve his $84 million. He started off this crap with overpaid, for real. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that a guy who was improved a little bit at the free throw line deserves a little bit, deserves $84 million. DeAndre Jordan doesn't deserve $88 million because he can't shoot free throws. But y'all care about everything else. Andre Drummond, I get that. He just, he was, to me, he may have been overpaid too. But at least he could post up better than Tristan Thompson and the DeAndre Jordan. But y'all want to keep talking about alley-oops and everything else. But if you can't do the small things to win games, what does that say? Look at the smaller picture other than the bigger picture, which is the brighter picture of what happens in the NBA. Look at the smaller things. That's why people call Chauncey Billups Mr. Big Shot for a reason. He just wasn't a great shooter. He just wasn't a great defender. For a point guard, he actually was a clutch player. Period. Steve Nash even though I wouldn't pick him up because he couldn't defend it or fly. But y'all want to keep talking about offense. Offense. Talk about defense. That's why Phoenix didn't get anywhere when they had Joe Johnson and Shawn Marion as their best defenders. Well, you're missing me here. Like, kind of awkward. Just saying.
Why are you still here?
Just wondering. Man, let's just honestly speaking, Kevin shouldn't have left. I get that, but whoop-de-doo, he did. I'm not mad, just shocked, a little bit shocked. But honestly speaking, it's going to be interesting. Their defense is going to suffer big time. But honestly speaking, this is a part of the NBA. This is going to be a crazy NBA season. I believe we're going to stay in Cleveland to get back there if the Spurs or the Clippers, which I honestly see more of the Spurs than the Clippers having a chance to defeat them. That's just my opinion.